Welcome to my channel. This is Divested Diamonds. You have arrived. In this video, I'm going to be responding to a YouTuber who goes by the name Hypergamy. She has a larger-than-life personality and genuinely seems like a very nice person. However, she is what you would call a panderer. She spends most of her time uplifting Black men, coddling them, making them feel good about themselves, even though deep down, I do believe that she knows that most of these men just aren't good enough. She's a little too Black male identified, in my opinion. She does pander a lot to the Pookies and the Ray Rays of this world while advocating that Black women give these men a chance, entertain their dust them off, and build them into something more tolerable. It's the typical thing that a lot of Black men and some of these Black women think majority of Black women are supposed to be doing. You know, lowering your standards, submitting to low-grade men, etc. This video was requested by one of you diamonds, so shout out to Sharice, who asked me to look at this woman's channel, and I looked through her content and wasn't really surprised at the problematic advice that she had for Black women and the tips and tricks that she was offering on how to build a bum. Her following video is entitled, "The Value of a Black Man Isn't Money." I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I think that the title speaks for I'm so sorry. Oh, I need to compose myself. Oh my goodness. Give me a minute, please. Okay. So these women, these ladies, they kill me. But anyway, I think the title speaks for itself. This tells you all you need to know about this woman's mindset. So without further ado, let's get started.
Hey y'all. Okay, so y'all see the title of the video. A Black man's value has nothing to do with money. Absolutely nothing. Let me tell you something. But a real queen is only going to understand this message because a real queen can see amazing things inside of a king. Do you understand that? I hope that the queens that watch this really grasp the message because it's time. You know, it's time for the Black man's value in society to be brought to light, period. That's what I said. Because it's always questioned. The Black man's value is always questioned in society and among his own people. I said what I said.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but if people have to question or doubt your value, it's probably because you haven't proven your worth. If society has to question the Black man's value, it's probably because he hasn't shown anything worthy of praise. People will always base what they believe they know about you from your actions or how you present yourself. If you are tired of being viewed in a negative light, you have to change their perception of you. Black men are never concerned about cleaning up their own image because they don't care. And quite frankly, majority of the negativity out there cannot be refuted because it's true. Most are criminals. They are bastard baby makers. They marry the least and leech off of women the most. It's so embarrassing for them. So I don't understand why any Black woman would want to coddle these men. Why don't you allow the men whose value is up for debate to defend themselves and prove themselves to society as well as their broken community that they are worthy of praise? I would never advise any Black woman to be a mouthpiece or a shield against society for a group of men who refuse to help themselves. Don't allow yourself to go full retard protecting Black men or any other group of men for that matter. What exactly is stopping Black men from cleaning up their own image? Life is a game of strategy, and the weakest links get left behind. In order for you to be counted, you have to be able to participate in it. Society has judged all men, and I mean all men. Just look at history. Look at history and look at the way we live life today. All men have been judged based on their contribution to society, but especially what they do for a living. How are you a functioning member of society when your very existence is shrouded in victimhood? Welcome to the real world.
But let me tell you right now, the Black man's value has everything to do with his mind, his body, his temple, and his soul. Everything to do with that. Did y'all catch that? Everything to do with his mind, body, and his soul.
I mean, that's all nice and everything, but none of that matters to anyone else outside of that relationship that you have with that Black man. What do these men say constantly to women again? Oh yeah. What do you bring to the table? So let me get this straight. You as a Black woman are just okay accepting any Black man in all of his glory? You are happy just accepting this man unconditionally? That, unfortunately, is something that his mother was supposed to do when he was a child. It's not your job to pick up where she left off. Let's continue.
You could give a Black man money, a nice car, and a nice house. But let me tell you something. A Black man could go through a season where he has no money. The car got repoed. The house went into foreclosure. But you have to understand, when you take all those things from a Black man, you have to understand that the Black man still stands. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's still valuable. See, a lot of y'all queens are measuring the value of a Black man by what he possesses materialistically. And you shouldn't do that, because you're going to go wrong every single time.
That's called life, sweetheart. We're all trying to navigate through it like everybody else. Why is the Black man so special that Black women should put all these deficits aside for him? These issues happen to men of other races as well. But do you know what those men do instead? They work hard, pull themselves by the bootstraps, and keep it moving. As a man, you don't have the luxury to just sit there feeling sorry for yourself and somehow just expect things to work themselves out. Everybody goes through a quote-unquote season. Why are Black men so special that Black women are so willing to put themselves at a disadvantage just to cater to their inadequacies? If your car has to be repoed and your house foreclosed on, what that shows is financial immaturity, and no woman should ever have to deal with a man who doesn't know how to manage his finances. There is absolutely nothing attractive about that, in my opinion. That's not a red flag. That's a whole banner. Run for the hills. And better yet, Why would you be entertaining that?
And kings, y'all better listen up. Don't be with no woman that is measuring you materialistically, because you could be up in this season and you could be down in the next season. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you allow them kind of queens, never mind, because they're not even queens. When you allow them kind of women in your life and in your space, they're with you for all the wrong reasons. And then as soon as you fall, because you have to understand, you falling ain't about you. And I don't even know who this is for. You falling is so God can show you, or whoever, you believe, can show you who's for you before he takes you to the next level.
Any sane woman going into a relationship with any man is looking for stability and financial security. Women are naturally hypergamous. And the fact that we are still having this debate is insane. The so-called Black community will have you believe that hypergamy is for women of other races, and as a Black woman, you are supposed to be okay with a struggling man. When you practice hypergamy, they call you a gold digger. They will try to convince you how material things just don't matter, and you being a ride or die chick is the way to go. You as a Black woman are conditioned to accept any Black man, no matter the situation. They want you to be okay with accepting struggle love. And you dare not have any standards, because you will be shamed for that. All men are valued by their material possessions. We don't make the rules. Society did. Black men are always preaching on how Black women won't allow them to lead, right? So what happens when you allow a broke man to lead? I'll answer that. He leads you straight to the poorhouse with a low credit score and poverty hovering over your heads. Which woman would honestly say that they are happy being with a man who brings nothing to the table? I'll wait. Can we stop using king and queen, please? There is no kingdom to speak of, and using these titles is just desperately pretentious. So basically, this is about coddling Black men and making sure that they are okay. If you as a Black woman are out here running around and doing all of this, when does Tyrone get a chance to make sure that you're okay? Because this is one-sided coddling. It definitely sounds to me like this one-sided coddling is a lot of work. Who is attracted to such men? Now, ladies, for those of you who are still dating Black men, I need to ask you something. Is this really what you want? Being used for financial and emotional support by a man who doesn't know what it takes to be an adult? It was very interesting how she referred to these broke men as kings and said these are not queens in reference to the women. She's definitely a pick-me, ready and willing to hold the women to task, but has buckets of sympathy for incomplete men. It's a shame. The spirit of pandering is huge in this one. Let's continue.
Back to what I was saying. Queens, you have to start looking for the spiritual value, the educational value. You understand what I'm saying? Men, listen, the value of a Black man is what a Black man can teach you. The value of a Black man is that he respects you. He treats you amazing. Do you understand what I'm saying? None of those things can be paid for. You can't pay for you can't buy respect. The value of a Black man is how humble he is. Do you understand? I don't even know if y'all understand. This may be my most powerful vlog yet to date.
So basically, forget about your standards, ignore the red flags, tap into your empathy because no one is perfect. Forget about being hypergamous. Instead, look for spiritual value and what a Black man can teach you. What are you, a child? The problem with women like Shalakemia is that they are so Black male identified. And rather than go through these troubles by themselves, they love to share the toxicity with other women. They love to share their quote unquote advice with unassuming Black women who, for the most part, will settle for anything because they are too desperate to have a king in their life. These are the same women who listen to Kitten Heels. And guess what? She is an avid supporter of Kevin Samuels. Shocker.
But I'm teaching y'all today the value of a Black man in society, in relationships, in friendships, in life, in the household. His value is him, nothing he possesses. Because when he's stripped of everything, the Black man is still valuable. Do y'all understand? Period. I hope that y'all understand what I'm saying, because let me tell you something. Me as a woman, I would never want anyone to be my friend, be in a relationship with me, or be close to me because of anything I have materialistically. But that's anybody. Am I lying? You wouldn't want anyone, queens, ladies, women, whatever. You wouldn't want anyone to be with you for what you had. You would want someone to be with you for who you are. Our Black men are valuable, and they deserve that same thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I came to say. Y'all have a good day.
I absolutely understand. When a man is stripped of everything or loses whatever little he had due to negligence or mismanagement, he doesn't have a choice but to be humble to the woman that he's expecting to take care of him. Black men generally do not know how to create harmony in a household because that is not part of their makeup. Most of them have absolutely no idea what they're doing in these relationships because they don't care to understand women on that level. And as far as them respecting you, that's never going to happen. Majority of them would not recognize respect if it hit them in the face. Very interesting. Black men get into relationships with Black women who take care of them financially without these women expecting anything from them at all. It happens all the time, and these males have no shame. You know, there's this sickness, this lopsided codependency between Black men and mammies, pick-me's and fence-sitters, where these women are just happy using their bodies as sexual tools and breeding machines for these men. And they get nothing in return. No reciprocity at all. The more they do for these men, the more suffering they endure and the worse their lives become. It's like an addiction for these women. And what's really shocking to them is when other Black women refuse to engage in this dysfunction. They can't believe it. They cannot comprehend the fact that other women are looking for something better, something different. Every time a Black woman knows her worth and refuses to participate in these types of relationships, she is labeled a self-hater. Because for these Black men and women, the value of a Black woman is predicated upon the amount of suffering that she is able and willing to put up with. These quality deficient relationships that offer absolutely nothing are almost expected in the so-called community. Why would any woman want to put themselves through all of this? So yeah, it's very important for Black women to understand that the Black man and Black woman relationship dynamic only benefits Black men. Most of these men are looking for a mother outside of their home. They're looking for someone to take care of them while giving back nothing in return. Respect is earned, not just handed out like candy. If Black men as a collective want to be respected, they're going to have to put in the work by firstly changing their image. But we know better because we all know that's never going to happen. So I'll say this. Don't make yourself a cheerleader for men who don't care about you. It's not worth your time listening to pick-me's who are on a mission to find other women who can accompany them on this road to misery. Let's continue to divest and remember that hypergamy is normal for any woman looking for a fruitful relationship with a decent man. You don't have to explain yourself, nor should you apologize for having standards. You are within your rights as a woman to reject any man who has nothing to offer. Broke men are deal breakers, and you shouldn't have to explain yourself. My advice to any Black woman is to expand your dating options and excuse yourself from mediocre men. So, what are your thoughts on what's been discussed in this video? Please leave your thoughts and comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, ladies, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Thank you so much for watching. This is Divested Diamonds, and I'll see you next time. Bye, diamonds.